Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about what happens in our body when we eat carbohydrates versus when we eat protein and fat, and why it's important to combine them. All food sends messages to our body, but all foods don't speak the same language. Today, we're going to break down exactly what happens in our bodies when we eat carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and why our body responds so differently to each one of those fuel sources. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose. Simple carbs digest quickly. Complex carbs digest more slowly, especially when fiber is present. Once glucose enters the bloodstream, blood sugar rises, insulin is released, cells absorb glucose for energy. Carbs aren't bad. They're fast fuel for our cells. But fast fuel without balance can absolutely lead to crashes. Protein is broken down into amino acids. These are used to build muscle, repair tissue, create enzymes and hormones. Protein raises blood sugar slightly, but much more slowly. It also helps us feel full longer. Protein is absolutely stabilizing. Fats digest very slowly. It barely raises our blood sugar at all. Instead, it slows down our digestion, helps us sustain energy longer, and supports our hormone production. Fats are very important to our bodies. And when eaten with carbs, actually act like a braking system and keep those carbs from causing our blood sugars to spike and then crash. So when we combine all three of those into a meal, it slows our glucose absorption, it reduces insulin spikes, and improves our energy stability. This is why balanced meals make all the difference. For someone like me who tends to have blood sugar spikes, I have found some things to be true. Carbohydrates affect me very differently in the morning than they do later in the day, like in the afternoon and in the evening. Something that doesn't normally affect my blood sugar drastically will first thing in the morning. And I've also learned that things that might not affect somebody else's blood sugar, like the lactose and milk sugars in dairy products, totally affect my blood sugars. So where somebody can eat cottage cheese for the protein and get that sustained blood sugar, it actually causes my blood sugars to spike. So I've learned a lot of things about how I can eat and what I need to eat. And even in those combined meals, eating my protein first so that it has a chance to get into my system and start the digestive process, and then eat the carbohydrates and the fats later is really helpful. So even just starting with the proteins, finishing with the carbohydrates and fats, for me makes a big difference. Because if I get those carbs into my system first, they get my blood sugar all shook up before the protein can come in and slow it down. So our bodies are all so different. So pay attention to how you feel, and you might find some of these things to be true for you as well. The science doesn't lie, and that is that we absolutely need the protein, the fats, and the fiber with the carbohydrates to keep our blood sugar balanced.